Flex on my ex.
Which one?
Flex on my ex.
Oh, you want to go with that
Flex on my ex. So here's the thing. I was cleaning the house the other day. Maybe it had to be like Monday. What's today? Wednesday? It had to be like Monday. I was cleaning the house and I was listening to Janae Aiko because I be feeling like a bad bitch when I listen to her, right? So anyway. I'm cleaning the house.
Tell me why.
She gets me lit. Anyway, so I'm cleaning and I'm listening to her. She's saying flex on my ex. And I'm like, oh. And so, you're playing stuff when you're talking, you're having conversation, Google picks it up. So now I'm on Twitter and all of a sudden it's a hashtag. Everybody's flexing on their ex all of a sudden because y'all know I'm on Twitter.
The phones pick up.
So everybody's talking about flexing on their exes. And I'm like, this thing is a thing. And so I had to think back and I was like, yeah, I kind of was toxic in my date. I did do some flex on my ex type shit. Like, post up places that, we would typically go just to kind of like make them feel a ways. I did do some shit like that. But it was definitely a tit for tat. And we knew what we was doing. It was just like, oh, let me top you, bitch. But I definitely.
Can you
let me top you, bitch? I definitely played that game.
What?
I definitely played that game once or twice.
He's gonna be extra as hell so that that person
Let me
can
top
see.
you,
Just
bitch.
to be petty.
What?
I don't think I've ever done that.
And I definitely,
Not
I have
intentionally.
pettiness
I haven't
inside of
done
me, and
it.
I don't like to.
But you don't like that I said I'm gonna ask you who all in?
But that's not petty. That's nosiness. That's being in my business. Don't do that, sis. Don't be in my business. You didn't buy none of the food that's coming here. I didn't ask you to bring nothing, so just show
I'm bringing
the fuck
a
up.
bottle. Who all there?
But I didn't ask to. You
Who's
chose
sipping
to bring
on
the
this
bottle.
Listen,
You can sip on it. Yo,
have
Kim
I
got
flexed
straws.
on my, so the way that I flex on my exes,
Yes, tell me.
I just elevate.
Now that's
I
what
just
I do.
elevate.
Back then, when I
I ain't
didn't
got
have
time to be on some, oh, come look at me. Oh, nope, it's instant
Yeah.
block. You and your friends, your cousin, your mama. Block. Don't look at me. Don't worry about me. We are no longer connected. And it's all about elevation.
I've done that before.
Because I ain't got time for it. I don't need you to know what I'm doing.
That
I
I've
don't
done.
need you to worry about nothing that I'm doing.
That I've done. As far as like,
Molester.
Let's be honest.
I've never done that like
She's a-
flex
she's
on my
a
ex.
Let's be
molester.
honest.
I've never done that intentionally. I might have done it
Oh my God.
by like.
Y'all disrespectful.
Right, can y'all put your phones on vibrate?
Disrespectful.
Every time you pull your phone out, you got a wad of cash.
No,
with it?
no,
Nah, I
that's
see
the
you.
name.
I don't know how much cash.
Focus. What was you saying, Justin?
Flex on your ex.
So
You
I've
didn't do it
never,
on purpose.
I've never done it intentionally.
Uh-huh.
But
You
in
lying.
their way, no, I'm serious. I've never done it in a way where I went to go see them, see how they doing, and then all right, I'm gonna do better than you. You know, whatever. I'm gonna talk that. I've never.
Can
know-
you define what it is? Because I'm
Okay, so a flex on your ex is pretty much who's happier than who now that we're not together.
I still
And so
haven't
you're,
done that.
That's what a
you're like
flex is
doing
on
all
your
pictures,
ex.
you're doing all this, that, and the other.
I
Right.
still haven't done that.
Well, most of the
So
time, I was
show
always
them
doing
you're
better
better,
than
you're
anyways.
doing better, you're
So-
over them.
There's nothing to flex on. I just gotta.
She said I was already doing better to begin with. You know what?
I'm flexing all my exes. Y'all,
Tell us
y'all
more.
know what my wife looks like.
Right, your wife.
Oh, your wife got the dip.
That's my boo.
Yo, we like dipping in your wife's dip.
Oh, your wife got the dip,
That's
son.
my boo. That's my baby.
I didn't-
Shout out to Esky.
Ooh, that's my baby. You got me hot just now, Harvey.
Right.
Stop that.
I know we all like,
Woo,
tingling over here.
whoa.
All right, y'all gonna see. Y'all
I'm
gonna
sorry, I mean, you know how I
So
feel
take
about
off
your
your-
You're
wife.
not respecting his space in his comment.
Listen.
Yeah.
he knows how we feel about his wife.
Okay? Like, listen.
I feel the same way.
We would hope
It
so.
is. It is what it is.
Thanks
Let's
for
talk
gifting
about
her
Heaux
to us.
Phases since we talk about flexing. Is one of the flexes being a hoe after to show them how many niggas you can get, how many bitches you can get? Is that part of
To show
a
that you
whole
still got
phase?
it?
You have a whole phase right after? Is that what happens after a breakup? Is that what people do?
So first, define Heaux Phase. What's your definition of a Heaux Phase first?
I'm a whole PK. So to me, having
A
sex
whole
with more
PK?
A
Yeah.
whole PK. For
Oh, because
those
both
of you,
work for PK.
for
Preachers.
those of you just joining us, Big Cap is a PK, meaning she is a preacher's kid. So she just said she is a whole PK, meaning she is innocent. So therefore,
Somewhat.
she didn't have
So-
no whole phase.
So
Jack
I didn't have a
Platinum
whole phase.
Kush.
Like I was in the house. It was sad.
So you was inviting them over when Daddy was preaching.
And I would do things like not have sex, but make them watch Teletubbies and stupid shit like that. Like, I was really random.
So you was giving out blue balls.
Subscription. Grade A subscription. Grade A
you got me
subscription.
listening and watching Teletubbies.
Nah, it was happening.
Over the phone.
Nah, you did that. You
did
came
it
over
over
and
the
did that
phone.
because you thought you was getting some.
No.
You came over and
No.
did that. They did every
No.
time.
was
I'm just letting you
No.
know.
He was fresh.
I'm just letting
He
you
was
know.
being
He did
No.
every time.
All of them.
Where's that bottle of wine? Because
He did every time.
Whoever that person is.
That one was
every
worse.
time.
That person.
But how old were you?
I
You were
feel
like
bad
15, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they
You
was
didn't let him
young.
rub on your leg?
What?
Yeah, you could rub on the leg, but you wasn't getting none.
Hey.
But you have a whole phase at
Hey.
any age, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So me, I've just never. For
Maybe
me, a
I'm
whole
fine at
thing, like,
65.
I can't have sex with more than one guy in one week.
Baby, you're gonna be a cougar.
65-year-olds now?
You right.
You're gonna be a
24.
cougar.
How old is Jada? Ain't she like 43?
She's 5 years old.
Fine.
She sure
Look at
is.
Angela Bassett.
She look good.
She look
All these
good.
older women are
That's
That's
gonna be me
damn
too.
good.
That's
Look
gonna
at
be
Pam
me
Grier.
too.
She still look good.
right.
Me too.
They look good. So
I feel like I got
okay.
JT nails, okay? That's
You got
gonna be me
what?
too, okay?
Who's
In my
nails?
40s, 50s, and 60s.
Who's JT?
JT. City Girls?
City Girls?
Come on.
Oh, I don't know them people.
Anyways,
We don't know that
so
name.
did you ever have a whole face?
So I don't think I did have yeah, maybe. I don't know.
She did.
Which one? Which one is it?
Let's go back.
Maybe.
She did.
Which one was it?
I think I wouldn't. Yeah, I did cheat. I was definitely cheating. So I guess.
So you consider cheating being a hoe?
Yes, that's what I consider to be a whole phase. I don't. Think
I
you're
consider
hoe
fucking
if
a
you're
whole bunch of
single.
men a hoe.
Yeah, I consider it a whole if you have
That's
like
what
a
I
short
thought
period of
several
time.
That's what I thought.
partners and you are in a relationship.
You know, like you single,
So you're a
but you
cheater.
fucking 5 guys in like 5 days.
But then
So you're going
I feel
HOE,
like
not
that's a hoe.
HEAUX.
Then I never had a whole
There's
face.
a difference.
Oh, so hold on.
I disagree.
Time out.
Men always have a whole phase, so don't ever tell me you ain't had a
I
whole
don't think I
phase.
have.
Time
Go ahead.
out. Miss Venom is about to educate us. She said there's 2 different types. There is
Okay.
a whole HOE phase and there is a whole HEAUX phase.
Yes.
Can you
So hoe it means isn't that false?
That's fancy.
right? It is
So-
fancy. So educate us, baby. Talk
Yeah.
to us, sis.
So
Tell us the
the
Tarjay version.
Talk.
Tarjay version.
Yes.
Tell us the Tarjay version.
So the whole phase, the HOE phase, is like you're just fucking whatever, doing whatever. Like you could be in a relationship and you just don't care. You're all for self and you're all for getting that next nut. You have no regard for anybody's,
Anything,
right? Anybody's anything, nobody's feelings, nothing. But you are still like involved. Like you're keeping someone real close to you. And it's almost like you're misleading them while you're still doing you, which is what a lot of men do. So that's that whole phase.
Okay.
Women do it too, but it's more thrown out there because men get put on Front Street for it more than women do. Okay. Now, the other whole phase is like, it's the full version of the whole phase. It's because the women, it happens more so with women. They treat it as like this liberating experience. They're single. It's almost like,
Nola, darling.
yes.
Hey, I love me some
What she had
Nola.
going on. Like, you're keeping them in the know.
Right. They all know
You're-
about each other. I'm not committed to them.
How you
y'all.
choose to feel with the information I'm
That
giving you,
you
hold
do
that.
whatever. But this is what I'm about to do. You either gonna rock with it or not. So is that the HEAUX?
yes.
I think I fucking like that.
I don't think
Well,
you fall in
everybody
that
knew.
category because
But
everybody.
I know
don't
everybody didn't know.
So in my situation,
Ooh.
they did.
Oh,
They did
not
know.
trying to identify and get put on Front Street.
What?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Are you putting yourself on?
No, I said nothing.
He started to and y'all were like, no.
Right.
Like-
No, I'm looking for the tea. I want to see how hot it is.
But that's how it
Tell
goes.
the
So
story,
when I hear like the term whole phase and people ask me, like, have you ever had a whole phase? Yeah, my 20s was my whole phase. Especially like my early 20s. Like I wasn't taking these niggas seriously. They knew I wasn't taking them seriously. And I was just doing what I wanted to do. I was protecting myself, like keeping up on my self-care, my medical stuff. Like, yeah, like it's safe around these parts. But you need to know like what you get into. That doesn't mean But with that, I was still very selective. It's not like I was just like, oh, I see you, I want to fuck you, let's go. Like, no, I'm very selective and I'm very reserved, but I was still doing my thing. I was doing me. And I feel like that's fine. And then a lot of girls, like, for instance, like, a lot of girls, they don't know how to put themselves in that frame of mind. Like, some girls are just relationship people, and that's okay. And then later in life, they feel like they missed out on having a whole phase. Sweetheart, that wasn't for you. Like, you're not about that life, and it's okay. Like, you have to realize that you didn't miss out on anything because that wasn't the path that you were supposed to take because you can't handle something like that.
My 20s, I definitely did both.
You did both the HOE and the H.
Thank you for admitting the truth.
Right.
In
So
my
now
20s,
that.
But you know what? But you know what it is
I ain't
though.
gonna lie.
That's the misconception with men having the other version of the whole phase. Then people start labeling them as like narcissists. Like, but it's true though, because
if you continue it, then I would say that if you're in your 30s and you're still doing the same stupid ass shit, and in your 40s still doing the same stupid ass shit, I mean, then I'm gonna label you as a narcissist.
But what do you consider stupid ass shit? Because what stupid ass shit
Being a
to
hoe
you?
and leading people on, the HOE one.
No, because this is another thing. A lot of women just think and focus on their emotions. So he can put it out there like from the beginning,
And
but
they
that
don't
woman
listen.
is not going to acknowledge that
That is
because
true.
now they're caught up in the potential of what it could be if it was just her. And so when she's with him, she's not thinking about the other women, even though he
I
may
have
be.
had that phase.
So does that phase have a name?
I don't know what that is. That's a dummy phase. I don't
Oh.
know, a fucking dummy.
Idiot gal phase.
You heard him but didn't listen phase, a dumbass phase. I don't know.
Idiot gal phase.
I think I just went through that.
Each
I
of
told
my
you.
phase, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know what you would have called that phase, a dummy
Let's
phase.
talk about
But
the idiot phase.
I ain't had none
we
of
over that one. What's the next topic?
Wait, nobody didn't have no idiot phase?
No, I'm
Y'all
over it.
lying.
So
So
I
wait a
just
minute.
said mine. I'm over
I
it.
have.
Yo, God bless the idiot phase, yo.
Yo, we
Then you just
I
don't.
was
It's
some
like
of
you
those
can't
mistakes.
hear. It's like
I
you
was some of
can't
those
hear what they're telling you, and you're like, yo, this could be so dope. Yo, I've had that phase.
definitely, but you was just a fool.
Yeah, complete.
I think that probably happened. Like for me, I feel like that was like in my
Oh,
teenage
yeah.
years more so, not my adult years.
Yo.
So I was like, fuck these niggas.
And another one, and another one, and another one.
The thing is, y'all
I be
y'all-
walking
y'all-
around
y'all-
like Janae, back
y'all-
up on
at
my
that young
bullshit.
age, y'all would go.
Yeah.
And men is stupid. And I'm not usually the one that goes like, women are one way, men is another way. But it's so, experiencing it, like, so 18, 19, 20, I was living in a dorm, right? And I just remember, like,
How
Like,
dumb we
there
were.
was whole
Kansas.
phases, it was all happening all at once in close quarters, bro. And it was just like, yo, I used to see the same girl getting snuck into the dorm with 3 different hoodies from 3 different dudes on like the same night. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
sweetheart was a hoe.
Yo, she set for the ball.
She's a pro.
yo. No,
She
but-
said, "I'ma need them hoodies."
She's a
Nah,
pro.
but
She was a
I'm not
collector.
saying, I'm not,
She was
and
a
again,
collector.
these stories have been exaggerated. And any similarities to anybody in real life,
You
yo,
lying. They know
coincidence.
who they are.
Girl,
But yo,
fuck
some
you.
of these
You
people, and
fuck-
now that we're older, like this was like 20 years ago, a lot of these women are thriving right now. A lot of these women are married. Like a lot of the women that went through that whole phase, those are the ones that are married, got like kids, living in.
Hey, have you watched Sex Life on Netflix?
She got me on that. Yo, that's what it is.
I be
But
telling
the thing-
them
that's
to watch
this.
Sex Life.
Yo,
That's sis to the T.
but they went.
Watch
But the thing
Sex
is, they
Life.
went through all that at an early age. And they
Yeah.
wanted something else. They might not fully want it, but I think women that like say like the coat. What are you, Big Cat, right? Sorry,
Big Cat.
I forgot your name. You know what I'm saying?
Don't come
The
at
cult.
me, Super Don't come at me, Super Bowl.
But you say you didn't have a whole phase, right? So do you
call
think
her
that
Big
if you,
Cap?
Yeah, that's her name.
my name.
so say if you,
Where you been, boo?
No. It registered different.
Jesus
what you think I
Christ.
said? No, but I'm saying
That
you
she
can have
was
that
lying,
phase. So
that she was
it's probably
capping,
if you
that's
get
what-
married, if you find somebody that you want to be with, there might be something in the back of your head like, yo, what am I going to be missing out on? Or as opposed to a woman that went through all that early, she's
No,
gonna
I'm
pick
not. I
up
want
on-
my man.
No, I'm not saying
happening.
you. I'm saying just
So
That's the
thing, though.
statistic that it does happen though.
It
Like
does.
the women that just been in relationships all their life, when they settle down, it's like, damn, well, what could have been? And it's just like, sweetheart, don't go that road because now you're wandering into dangerous territory, and that's what's going
you're not ready
lead.
for, especially
Right,
at this age and this state.
And typically that frame of mind will lead to an infidelity, and then you fucked up. Now you lost your whole shit that you just worked so hard for. Versus the girl that did it, got it out the way, and of course she's gonna have like that flashback of the yesteryears.
Yeah,
But
so be a hoe for your next husband.
So
Boom. That's
There.
all you gotta
That's
do.
the
Be a
one.
hoe
So
you
hold
you
on,
won't
though.
cheat.
she was trying to be a hoe for her husband, but because he wasn't like
About that
he
life.
wasn't receiving her well when she was
That's
trying
why
to
she
be.
cut
Right.
off.
She didn't
She didn't creep off.
She was writing in her journal about her ex that gave her what she wanted.
Oh, you're talking
Right.
about
Right,
sex
in the
life.
show, in sex life.
Yeah.
So
And the
Yeah.
husband was snooping, and he became obsessed with her
with
past,
her past.
which in turn kept pushing her towards it. So it's like,
Right.
and then there's like no accountability.
So hold on though. You have to watch the show because
I'm
she, you have to watch the show.
today.
You have to watch the show because
on
she
Netflix?
didn't intentionally run into her ex-boyfriend.
No,
Oh, so
was-
she runs in. She makes sure she
She-
runs
no,
into
she-
them.
No.
she was
going
seeking
to
help from
I
her
don't
best
believe
friend.
it.
She was going
No,
to her best friend.
you have to watch
stressed
it.
out.
Yeah,
And her ex comes out the best friend's bedroom.
and it was like,
And she
so
like,
y'all
hold
are
up.
fucking.
The whole time I'm telling you about what's going on in my house, and you're fucking the man that I'm writing about in my journal.
Right.
She did not mean to run into him at all.
No.
She was trying to get away from the stress of her house to her girl. That's like me going to Venom's house. That's like me coming to New York. I'm stressed at home. And all of a sudden, my kryptonite walks out your bedroom. And I'm like, bitch, you for real?
Then you be like, but remember that one time you said I should try?
So
It has happened.
so here's the
Recommended.
thing. So here's the thing that did
What?
happen to me, and that's why I was so vested in the show. Because I was like, oh, really? It did happen.
What
and
did
then
you do?
there was nothing I could do because we didn't, there was nothing I could do. It was what it was because to her, there wasn't nothing.
It was awful.
It happened like, and the
That's
funny thing
crazy.
about it is,
They hate each other now.
right. So she did all of that, and her and him like despise one another now. So you just lost a whole rider to satisfy your crotch, and now
You don't got nothing.
you did all that for what?
Have the friend or
Would you look at
Friend
that?
or the man. So was it even really worth it?
In her mind, it was.
In her mind, it was in the moment, but then in the show, you gotta watch the show. It's
It's
crazy.
good.
And that's why I was so invested. I was like, that whole show is my life. That was my life. Someone was watching me
They wrote
last
about it?
and put it on TV.
Ain't that
Cleared
some
people
shit?
and made money off of it.
Ain't that some shit?
It's crazy.
What tease?
I'm gonna write a book. I'm just gonna put it in a book. Would you read it?
God bless the whole face.
Yes. I feel like whole phases are necessary.
They are necessary.
They are. If you do it right, it's necessary. That doesn't mean get out there and try it, and then next thing you know, you got 6 different baby daddies and shit. Like
I mean, you can have 6 baby daddies if they got money to help take care of them kids.
they usually
If
don't.
they cheat. Yeah.
They usually don't.